So we are using AI to do a lot of our heavy lift. If I tell you, I have been now working on creating my organization with AI in the mix. Earlier, we've got a lot of middle management. Now we don't have it. So I have created my own CEO engine, which is through AI. I'm tracking marketing, sales, finance, HR. I would say the developer's efficiency would have gone 10x. I think your own credibility is defined by, of course, what you've done in the past. So last year we clocked 5 crore plus revenue. So we intend to close to 20 crore in next 2 years. As a founder has to be aware around finances too, is what I learned the hard way. Because I am a technical person, technical founder. So sometimes we feel that this is good to have, and this is what I want, and this is going to do wonders. But eventually, maybe for a business owner, that doesn't make sense.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have Saurabh sir with us. Uh, he's CEO of Proeffico AI, and let's just dive into the podcast and say hi to him. Hello sir, how are you doing?
Hi. Hi, Siddharth. Thanks for the invite.
Let's start with what you Proeffico has as a product. So there are three products from Proeffico. The first one is Viso 361, then
Mm.
ZIVUX AI and MaximPro. We'll go a little bit about that and let's try to understand what these three products do. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, so we have got Viso 361 as our vision intelligence agent product.
Mhm.
What it does is it makes your existing CCTV cameras smarter.
Mhm.
Sometimes what you would have observed is you're majorly having a reactive uh, scenario where you go and look at some CCTV footage for an incident that would have happened in the past, and you try to pull the information from CCTV. So that is more of a reactive approach. But what we are suggesting is that system should have a real-time tracking of the footages, and it can track scenarios like person A could be let's say Siddharth is in office, entered at 10 a.m., but he went for 10 breaks during the day. Or Siddharth is using phone, or yeah, he's using for phone for more than 10 minutes. No, you get an alert. Or it could be like, okay, the camera has detected the fire incident or a smoke somewhere, and it triggered the alarm right there. So we can do the hardware integration also, and we can sound the hooter through this platform. So this intelligence can be enabled in any domain, retail, or it could be manufacturing, it could be logistics. So for retails, we have retail agent chains. We have cashier theft. Like cashier is taking the cash transaction from a customer, and he pulls the cash into his pocket, maybe, or he put this somewhere else, or he drops the cash. System can track that also. And system is now trained for US dollars, Omani riyals, and INR, Indian rupees. So the intent is that this Viso 361 is a all-in-one vision intelligence platform. You can view all the camera feeds, you can enable various AI scenarios, and you can further integrate the hardware to trigger any alarms based on based on any situation that the camera discover. So that's one platform. That's the vision intelligence platform. And why this got created was the issue was in my brother's pharmaceutical logistics warehouse. He would not have the work done by end of the day, eventually ending up scolding people of why they didn't do it. So the root cause was that people were just taking too many breaks. They were just chilling out. They were using a basic biometric, which is a thumb-based biometric. And eventually that's when the idea came in 2022, that how can I, make these cameras smarter? And eventually that product is now evolved into Viso 361. It is, that platform.
Okay, so just one question that popped in my mind right when you were explaining. So, how does the quality of camera affect the quality of performance of the
Yes. So it
both?
depends on the scenario that you are looking for. Let's say if you want to do a fire and smoke detection, and you are thinking that a camera placed at 15 feet height should track something 20 feet away or 30 feet away, then maybe you would require a good 6 megapixel camera or 8 megapixel camera to have a very good view of that particular area. But
Mhm.
in case, let's say I want to do a face check, basic 2 megapixel, if there is enough lighting in that area, I can do a basic check on that with a 2 megapixel camera. So it would depend on the scenarios that you are looking for. We normally recommend that 4 megapixel is an average, megapixel that could be used. Analog or digital, it works with any brand of the cameras.
Okay. So next up is ZIVUX AI. It's a CRM. About that a little bit.
Yeah, so ZIVUX CRM is basically, think of it this way, that we are able to see a lot of lead management platforms where you can capture leads, you can work on them. But the issue was that sometimes you get a lot of bad leads, bad data. Sometimes you got data which is maybe not looked at for a longer duration because your team is busy or engaged in something else. So we realized that how can we enable AI capabilities onto WhatsApp, that whenever someone sends you a message, system responds, and then system helps you qualify if you are looking for something which is relevant to us, and it is there. We have definitely tried to qualify the lead and then eventually end up in creating a lead in the system. Else we reject that particular lead, and we have the AI do the talking and definition of what is the right lead that should get into the sales channel bucket. So this platform is basically all in one conversations platform wherein all the sales conversations can be in the same place, as well as once you have your clients who are using the services, they can use the same platform to create tickets. So basically your support is also managed through the same ecosystem. Recently one of the manufacturers have utilized this platform, and they have been benefited quite well from this platform using the mobile app, the WhatsApp bot, and the entire ecosystem is now on a single place. Otherwise, they were using different tool for support management or ticketing management or warranty management. And for lead, they were tracking it through two different apps. But now it's all converged into one.
Okay. Okay. So it's a end-to-end CRM for the industries, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Over next to MaximPro, what?
Yes. So the MaximPro product is majorly is a retail chain management solution. I do not call it as a point of sale only because if you are running more than one store, sometimes you end up in visibility issues of all the stores coming into single place. So you're able to have this platform installed wherein your point of sale billing is done through this platform. At the same time, you've got the entire reporting done through a cloud enabled platform. And that also has AI enabled into it, which gives you a lot of insights and predictive analytics. And at the same time, you've got the mobility into operations, wherein your operations team use the mobile app to do, let's say, location transfer of the goods from one place to another, one store to another store, or it could be just a basic billing of a customer or do a stock check. Like sometimes taking the stock of the whole store is a challenging one, but with this platform, you can do that regular audit through the mobile app. So it provides an operations app, and it doesn't stop there. It actually has an e-commerce front also, wherein if you have got a solution, you can start rolling out your own app for the end customers, and then they can place the orders through the app. So that's also like one single ecosystem where you're able to manage everything in one place.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So these are the products that Proeffico has made and deployed, right? So
Yes, yes.
which one of this was the first one, and like how was the timeline about these products?
Yeah, so from a timeline standpoint, if I tell you, like we started with building a basic CRM platform long back. Uh, the old name was Prolific App, and we thought to build it as one platform which will have a lot of functions. But that was like a old tech stack. You can think like we failed miserably on that, and we didn't realize the customer needs. We just kept on thinking, okay, that's how we should build because we think is right. But then we found that okay, configurability of the platform is something that needs to be worked upon. Uh, by the time we worked on Viso platform as well. So I would say Viso was the one which kind of matured early, and we were able to get customers on that, and eventually had ZUX also evolved, and then after that Maxim Pro came into picture. But we have got like three, four separate product teams doing the work on the ground. So the development happens, in parallel these days.
Okay, okay, got it. So, next question that I have here is how much of AI actually you guys are using with up like the trend of AI, and how much of it is actually being used in the industry for product development? and maintaining the product?
So we are using AI to do a lot of our heavy lift. If I tell you, I have been now working on creating my organization with AI in the mix. Earlier, we've got a lot of middle management. Now we don't have it. We are trying to see how AI can be benefited or can be used for our management work. So it has good capabilities to automate a lot of workflows at a business level. So I have created my own CEO engine, which is through AI. I'm tracking marketing, sales, finance, HR, even the regular operations of my team and the performance of the team. With respect to product development, there also we are leveraging AI to plan out our research. Figuring out what are the right features that we should be working on. So that research feature is definitely we are using. We are using the coding aspect also leveraging AI. But here we are just trying to tweak it as per what we feel is our tech stack and how is our methodology of development. So we are trying to make it work aligning to our thought process. But yes, this is helping or assisting our team to solve a lot of problems through AI. As well as we are using it for testing purposes too. We are automating our testing through this AI-based testing as well.
Okay, so for research and coding and also for the testing, uh,
Yeah.
how much of the efficiency that you've been like after testing AI, how much of efficiency that you've gained in terms of like percentage, rough, uh, maybe a
I
rough
think I would
percent.
say the developer's efficiency would have gone 10x in some cases. Some cases it is maybe 2x. Depends on the use cases and the work that we are doing. But overall, if I tell you, this has benefited us for sure. So AI is enabling us to speed up our development cycles for sure.
Okay, so one more question about that is how your billing is kind of like about the tokens. We use a lot of tokens while building stuff and making it work. So how is that like in terms of how you were developing a product before and how AI is right now being deployed in your workflow. So how does the tokenization and the billing work? So is it efficient or is it like high 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 in terms of billing but low in terms of efficiency?
So I think we are just trying to keep track of whosoever is using AI, how much they are using. But yes, it's a balance game. Sometimes we end up consuming our limits also because of the wrong prompting. So we're trying to evolve team to understand how the prompt is done. And so I would say it's a mixed bag wherein sometimes they are using quite well. Sometimes they have to be informed about the right usage of the AI.
Okay, okay, got it. So it's kind of uh, just like what I think of is everyone needs a little bit of understanding and little bit of training while using AI, if I'm not wrong.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, okay. Moving forward, we have one more question here. That is, for someone who runs a small normal business, a clinic, a store, how will AI change their world in next 2 to 3 years, or maybe even a year, with the speed that we are moving with? Uh, what should they
I think,
be start? Yeah, what
sorry,
should they?
you complete your question, yeah.
Yeah, what should they start preparing for?
I think what I believe is a lot of people have started using AI as just a Google search, right? They just put
Yeah.
something on AI and get the information. So one thing which everyone needs to understand is sometimes AI may give you the response the way you want it to be. So a lot of people need to learn how to talk to AI to actually get the right outcome. Sometimes we just trust it blindly, but we should not. So I would see that people need to be made aware of how to ensure it doesn't always make you feel like you're doing it right because sometimes AI is hallucinating or AI may be thinking out on its own. So that's one part, where people need to know that they should not trust it just by prompting it once. We should ask more questions to AI to ensure that the outcome is right because AI is making mistakes too. Second is they should definitely try to automate their basic reporting capability. Like they see a lot of data in chats or maybe in Excels, try to use AI and see how they can improve the reporting out of it or improve the analytics out of it. So independently, these business owners can try it out themselves by taking a basic subscription and then using it for their data crunching, because that's one area which no one looks at. And they feel that, okay, their business is in profit while there are a lot of other hidden costs that are going on. Or, jumping into, let's say, all their expenses, just put everything, all those bills into one place, all the reports or expenses, all the, transaction that they are doing in one place, and then just try to, get some insights out of it. Like one of the recent examples, like I was trying to do the reconciliation of the tally accounting data through AI, and I found anomalies which my accountants missed. So it helped in identifying that as well, quite well. So from that standpoint, this is another piece that they can definitely try out. And of course, because you are using a lot of voice AI these days, that is something else that we can use for our own purposes in our daily operations and see how we can speed up our work.
Yeah.
So such things maybe you can start leveraging.
Okay. Okay. So, you've built a 50% company without raising any outside money, if I'm not wrong. Uh,
Yes.
Everyone thinks that we need to have a funding to grow in India. How did you actually pay the bills and grow in those early days after returning from US?
I think it's more of I of course put in my own investment into this, and it's all bootstrapped. So it's definitely the trust that you had in you that, okay, you'll be able to make something out of it. So it starts with that, but yes, you need to definitely believe in building in a MVP model. I call it like minimum viable product. So try to build something which is viable enough to take out to the market, and then see if you're able to get a customer for the particular work. So instead of building the whole product, for a year or two and then going out, I kind of kept on going out there and figuring few things with few pilot customers. Some were paid, some were unpaid. We did a lot of problem solving, which were like into custom software development. So revenue from that was feeding into the product development as well. So it's a mix wherein wherever I had a challenge, I kind of took something from my savings and went on, and then eventually got some new product project to work on. So it's like a, I would say it's a mixed breed of multiple strategies of how I was able to manage the financing. And recently we took loan also to manage a few of the other R&D expenses which we were having for the product.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about those early days and how you would reach out to the people, the clients, and how would they convert into the actual paying customers. A little bit about that and how difficult it was for them to kind of trust on the product, the new company, and how you convince them as a new company. The
I
first
think your
question.
own, yeah, I think your own credibility is defined by, of course, what you've done in the past. So, coming from that career of 14 years, part of it was in US. So, my first customers told me, यार सर आप तो एनआरआई हो यार, कुछ तो कर ही दोगे, आप पे ट्रस्ट कर लेते हैं, ठीक है. सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू solve a problem for him because he was trying to do something new. So my view was, okay, I am here to work with the business owners to bring some value add. That's the thing I always talk about. So I thought, like, while he reached out to me for something which he was looking to, and it's kind of quite new. So solving a problem is what I started with, and they kind of understood how I'm trying to suggest to solve that particular use case that they had, which I think they understood, and they liked the way I presented myself and the whole proposal that I made. So it was like I submitted my first proposal. It was like almost 30, 40 odd slides given to him, and then he understood how his requirements were visualized by me, and it was in the non-AI world where I wrote all those slides myself. So eventually, the idea was that you were trying to solve a particular person's problem by articulating what they are looking for. So it helped them also understand their vision as well as the outcome that we are trying to achieve. So I think my view was that I was always going with a mindset that, okay, let me just solve a problem. If I'm able to do it, then of course that will make sense. It'll make a sale. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So I was not doing a hardcore selling that, okay, I can do it versus how I can do it is what my focus was.
Okay, okay. What was the service that you were selling at the time? Like the
At
first.
that time, it was more of a like I would say like we've got another product called manufacturing for manufacturing, which is Maflow. So at that time, we basically built the foundation of that product. You can say that we built a automation for a particular manufacturer in laminate world. So they were based out of Harvard, and we did the automation for them. So that was the like the first project that we got, but we built it as a product so that we can take this forward. So that's how it happened.
Okay, so how many people were there in the team at the time?
Okay, so at that time, I think only two or three odd people were there. I used to work with some freelancers before starting my business because I did some automation for my brother, and at that time, like in 2019, is when I did something for him, and eventually at that time I hired some freelancers. So I kind of for my brother's business, I was taking help from those freelancers to do the automation for them and then build the solution that I wanted. So those guys were there, but eventually I hired a few people in house, and then they were freshers. I coded with them at that time, and eventually worked it out. But you can say when I got that my own project, it was around two, three people in the company.
Okay, and if I may ask, how much of the money that you cashed in with that project?
That was like a 8 month old, like long project for almost, I would say 7 to 8 lakhs, as an incremental milestone that we delivered.
Okay, so this was in what year?
This was in 2021.
Okay, okay. Let's take a step back a little bit, and I want to understand and how you were working with in US and you came back and what was the motivation behind it. So a little bit a kind of timeline on how you worked.
Yeah, so I did my engineering in 2007, passed out as an electronics and communication engineer. And then I got placed in Tech Mahindra, so went to Pune and worked there for almost 3 years. After that, I moved to Addison, Gurgaon in 2010. November 2010 is when I moved there, and I was the only person hired for one of the service assurance practice that has to be started in that company. And so from that point onwards, I grew the team. I kind of learned a lot of new products for them to build out a solution in that domain. And eventually, we got a client called Tata Communications Limited as well through that engagement. And eventually, I grew the team to almost 47 members at that time. So till 2015, I was kind of working on that front, and then eventually, um I wanted to move beyond that product because whatever I built was kind of running, it was stable. So I looked for more opportunities, and my management told me, okay, can we go to US and let's work with a client called Verizon. So then I went to US from there, and there I worked on new technologies like GIS, DevSecOps. We were trying to lay the entire, fiber for the country. Yeah, so Verizon was doing that in US. So that was a tricky project which we kind of had to work on, but learned a lot of new technology, geospatial analytics, and then stayed there for almost 5 years. In that journey of those 5 years, basically, my view was, okay, I want to go out and then get some new exposure, understand how the on-site thing is, how the US clients are. While in that journey, of course, I evolved myself into a problem solver, an architect, working with a variety of people, stakeholders. And eventually, I realized that uh, all that is good, but still, I'm not getting challenged enough. So after a point of time, it was like a monotonous life there. And while I was there in this journey, 2019 is when I had to come back suddenly because of my father-in-law's kidney transplant. At that time, my visa was in the extension, but because it was a family, priority, so we came back, and for that time, Trump was in the first Trump. So it was like during the first term, the immigration was quite stringent. So they gave me a 221G and they said, okay, you have to wait and we'll evaluate your case more. So that was the window of like almost 3 months. In 2019 is when I realized that, okay, now I have to wait here. While my company wants me to work for Verizon, I kept on working, but I somehow felt like I should do more. So then I started visiting my brother's office. He was into pharmaceutical trading, as I mentioned. So that's when I automated his business in 3 months, and I could figure out myself how the whole business runs, and then what tools they use, what kind of challenges they face, what are the processes being followed, which are not right, something is right. So we had like a conversation of like business ऐसे ही होता है, and I would say नहीं नहीं ऐसे भी होता है. You should do this, you should do that. So that conversation basically gave me a lot of insights. So then I decided, okay, while I was able to solve my brother's problem, I could solve someone else's too. And being in US was good to have, an experience, but I didn't want to settle down there. So eventually in 2021 is when we came back. I wanted to come back a year early, but eventually, as per what destiny was, and eventually that's the time it was chosen. So I came back, and the idea was to be with the family. So the motivating factor was that I wanted to do something on my own, which in US you cannot do it because you are on visa, you are an alien. You don't have to. You cannot do anything else apart from just sticking to that visa. And second was my family because I am a family person and I have three brothers. We've got a 15 member family. So I wanted to be with them, nurture my kids and my nephews and nieces. So I just wanted to be with the family. So that was the second factor which motivated me to come back. And then 2021 is when we started this company, and here we are today.
Okay, okay. That's an incredible journey right there. But one more question that I have here is while working in US, you came back to India. You started going to your brother's factory or office. Uh, so what is it that you found out at the time that was different in US and in India? So basically, for me, I think it might be a shocker for you how unorganized the thing was and how you could have kind of bring efficiency into their workforce and in their pipeline. So
Mhm.
what was the difference and how you like thought that this could be something that you can bet on and start a company?
Yeah, so see, the US businesses, they run on basic structure system by default. Like that's the standard there. But a lot of unorganized work is there in India, and GST definitely brought a lot of streamlining around accounting, which was earlier all manual. But in terms of executing the different stages of businesses, people still feel that registers can be used. I have a people no, I don't have a people problem. I have what I see is it's a process problem where in India, business owners would say, okay, for every issue, put a person there and he will take care of it. But for me, it was more of no, you have to put the process first and then figure out where you need the persons. So, so India, I would say businesses in India, businesses are basically running like, if I talk about MSME sector, like there's a family owned businesses. They just think like they can just run it the way they want it. So they are in the operations day in, day out. They don't think of the systems majorly. There are hardly few who build the whole system process and eventually grow. So that's one area that I saw that my brother was also not having the processes and systems in place. While he has a software in which he does the billing, there is a software in which some accounting happens, all that GST compliance happens. But still, a lot of things were unaccounted for with respect to where your people are working, what kind of process, you should use to have the intake of the goods or the, delivery of the goods, and the technology awareness was definitely not there. So enabling the technology awareness plus the process automation is what I could figure out that that's one area which every business owner should go for and try to challenge the status quo, because sometimes we feel that as a family owned business we feel that's how it is done. but we should always keep on looking for what else we can evolve in our ecosystem. So normally that's one thought process which I have seen missing. So people kept on running their generational business, but eventually they need to figure out beyond that and see how we can bring in technology and optimizations into the process.
Okay, okay. Uh, so going forward, you have the ZIVUX deployed in Oman and UAE and a lot of Gulf countries. How was that the market that you thought of, and was the thing that led to like sell there? What was the main point that like you like got up to, and like we need to sell here too?
I think apart from India, see, US is quite stagnant already. Technology adoption is already quite high there. So Middle East is one other emerging market for almost like last few years. So we wanted to expand our operations, and eventually that is the I would say strategically going forward the right place to go ahead with marketing in that area. And I got some projects and I got some connections basically which helped me, scale faster in that area. So GCC definitely holds a lot of potential for future. Like next 10 years can definitely give you a lot of growth in that area. So that's our focus too, and we wanted to make sure we are able to bring in these innovations or these value adds into that region as well.
How many like out of these three products, which were deployed in which were
So we've
mostly
got
deployed?
Viso and ZIVUX deployment there, and like even MaximPro also. But the fourth one, the Maflow, which is a manufacturing automation platform, that is not there. It's majorly in India. But other three are Viso is running right now in Oman, and there are some POCs going on in UAE and Dubai. ZIVUX, we have Egypt and Oman implementation already done. MaximPro is majorly Oman, where we've got some existing clients also.
Okay, so how you guys deploy these product over there? Like, is it in person thing, or is it
Yeah,
done?
so this is like I have a local channel partner network which is established and still being evolved. So this year we intend to onboard expand our channel partner network. So eventually through the partners we are trying to reach to these customers. At the same time, these installations happened remotely. We had the connect, so we met on a call and we discussed, and we had some reference, a common reference through which we were able to get through.
Okay, okay, got it. So, one more question that we have here is, what was a mistake in building these company that cost you real money or months of time, and you would tell someone not to repeat that?
Yeah. So I think one thing is you should always feel that whatever you're building, yes, you are emotionally attached to it, but just work towards objectively looking at the outcome that it is going to bring to a business owner. So sometimes we feel that this is good to have, and this is what I want, and this is going to do wonders. But eventually, maybe for a business owner, that doesn't make sense. So you need to definitely validate whatever you're trying to build. Does it really, make sense for a business owner? Does it really help him? So that is one thing that I would say we should definitely work on. Second is I've realized that you've got a team to work with, and there are people who are on the ground who can be hired. But what I have realized is the attitude is something which is the most important. Like in my this company's journey, we did not go for I need a skill A or a skill B or a skill C. We just went ahead with I need the right attitude people. So sometimes we got the people who had challenges, but we built a culture of accountability in our company, which basically helped us achieve results from the team. So building the accountability culture, starting from the leadership itself, like you have to lead by example. I think that's the other aspect that I feel that you can get the work done. It's just that you need to ensure that you bring that accountability culture in your company instead of saying he has to do it or the other person has to do it. Get them together and get it solved. Third, I would say is you should definitely have a review on the costs that you are incurring on your resources, and eventually the outcome that you are expected to achieve for a particular project. So within how much time you're able to reap the results of that project, revenue. So I think that analysis of cost and the revenue, I was not doing quite much because I'm a technical person, not a finance guy. So that's one area that I realized that okay, was something which was not right from my side. So maybe this year we have started doing a lot of reviews on the financial perspectives as well. So a founder has to be aware around finances too, is what I learned the hard way. So that's something which is very important because I am a technical person, technical founder. So that's something which definitely is another lesson that I had.
Okay, okay, got it. So, basically, a basic maths on how you are operating and how outcomes would be. So that needs to be there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to talk a little bit about numbers on how these three products are doing in terms of revenue, maybe in whatever, however you want to like provide the information. So how these three are like dividing
So
your
in terms
profits.
of our company revenue share, we basically have a services business going on. So where we do a lot of projects for customers. So that's majorly, I would say, maybe now it is around 85% of the revenue. While these products are still getting adopted. So Viso is must be at the top, and then ZIVUX, and then MaximPro. So maybe so these products are still like in total contributing towards 15% of the company revenue.
Okay, so what would be the revenue of your company last year?
So last year we clocked 5 crore plus revenue. It's 5.1 CR is what we clocked.
What is your goal for next like 2 years with the revenue?
So we intend to close to 20 crore in next 2 years is how we are approaching our strategy right now. And and our focus is to bring more revenue from the products so that this replication basically helps us bring uh, the, the the right value add in the ecosystem, while services business I feel that would eventually reduce over the period of time.
Okay, so what would be your advice to someone like me, 22-year-old guy sitting in like in a city in India and wants to start their own venture? What would be your advice for them to look after with the new AI wave going on, and what are the problems that they should focus mostly on?
I think I would say whatever solves a problem and adds value to someone's life is something that you should definitely pick up. And in the AI world, maybe I would say you go ahead and do the deep research about some of the areas which are close to you emotionally. Maybe that's something which is important as well. Sometimes you have to think like if you are going to be a founder, you'll be alone there. You have to be self-driven, self-motivated just to show up every day. So you just need to make sure that you enjoy what you want to do. So that area is important. Then of course pick up something where you add value. Don't think like because I feel it'll work. It has to be. It should really solve a problem. So you have to make sure that you provide a good service or a product to someone to eventually become a successful business owner.
So, how do we break that illusion of like you sometimes, let's take an example. If I like try to build a product, I really get attached to it, and I think this is the best thing. How do we get the reality check? And we should like
Yeah,
the
so
moment.
use deep research capabilities of these agents or AI that can give you quite a good summary on where the market is going on. Because earlier the challenge was that I would not be able to do a lot of research across the world, across the countries, or maybe within my city or in the country in India manually. So you would just try to do whatever best you could based on your abilities. But now because of these AI tools they can definitely help you research much faster and much deeper to know those. nuances which are not known to you earlier. So maybe just be critical of yourself too while you're building something, and have them have the research drive your decision instead of emotions.
Okay, okay, got it, got it. So, that was all the questions that I have had. So there was a lot of usable stuff that I've learned from you today. So whatever your final notes would be, I would like you to go with it.
So I think, yeah, we met on LinkedIn, and now we are talking about my journey. But I would say yes, all the best to you, Siddharth. You are trying to lead your life yourself, and you want to achieve something in life. So just keep on pursuing yourself towards that goal. And sometimes people don't have the goal, is where the challenge is. So I think you have already got one. So you'll definitely make it. So just keep on persisting towards it.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time and your wishes, sir. Uh, uh, so that was it. This was the wrap up, guys. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.